Hello, Centralia. I'm Shane Lothar.
And I'm Rachel Roddy.
And this is Centralia On Air. Thank you so much for joining us. Last week on the show, we had SSM St. Mary's interim president, Damon Harbison. Damon talked about what makes SSM so special and some of their future plans. Hey, speaking of presidents, you know that famous legend about George Washington's teeth being made of wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's not true.
Oh.
They were actually made from a lot of weird stuff. Hippopotamus ivory, bone, animal teeth, brass screws, and gold wire.
Oh, my.
Yeesh.
So where did the wood thing come from?
Well, historians believe that Washington's fondness for dark wines probably stained his false teeth, giving them the look of a wood grain. I'm surprised you didn't know that, Rachel.
Yeah, I guess you could say I need to brush up on my presidents, huh?
Oh, boy. Anyways, that was last week. But this is this week.
That's right. On today's show, we have the one, the only, the mayor of Centralia, Mr. Tom Ashby. Tom stopped by to tell us about Centralia's upcoming job fair. All right, Tom, thank you so much for being here today. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as I hope that you know that I am the mayor of Centralia. Very, very proud to be part of this community, but more importantly, to represent them. And Rachel, I appreciate you taking the time, you and Shane, today to help promote this job fair, which we think is very, very important to our area, to represent the job opportunities we have in our community and part of the economic development we have for it as well.
That's great.
Before we get into the job fair, Rachel and I wanted to know, what is the best thing about being mayor?
The best thing about being mayor is that a lot of times I get to be a champion for some of the great efforts that people and organizations have done. I've had the opportunity to be able to do resolutions, proclamations, and those type of things. Matter of fact, I just spoke at the funeral for George Adams, 101 years old, World War II veteran, and that he was part of our Veterans Parade. He was had a day for him to recognize it. Just individuals like that. Mr. Adams is also another one. We have 105 years old, basically, and how he still helps celebrate our history of what we have in our community. But so many personal accomplishments to Annie's going as far as they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get to represent all the accomplishments and the individuals within our community. So if I have one thing to be very proud of is that I'm the cheerleader behind it, because people don't realize it's not the group of 1 or 5 people that are doing all this. It's a group of a community that are doing that. And we have to help celebrate that community aspect.
Yep.
So you get to be at all the ribbon cuttings?
Yeah, I figure I can be a Walmart greeter after this.
Yeah. Okay, so we're here today, though, to talk about the upcoming job fair in Centralia. Where's that going to be held?
Actually, it'll be held at the Centralia Recreation Complex. It'll be June 14th, and the hours will be from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. One reason why we have the 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, we have some people who are presently in employment, and this way it kind of addresses all the different shifts that we had. Mm-hmm. We kind of seen it was in sporadic 2-hour segments that people came to. But we can't thank the rec department for being open for us, be able to have it. We had it here last year, and it was truly a huge success with the number of people that we had there. If I could go ahead and talk about it, I would like to say that, we had over 222 individuals pass through the job fair, and we placed over 100 people in jobs.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Within 2 weeks. And even more than that, within a month to 6 months. So it's a continuing process. So we've seen individuals that are able to shepherd through the lines, basically what we talked about, because once you have them in there, we were able to help people fill out resumes. We were able to help people to fill out job applications. We have also a job posting board where actually that you can go on the Centralia website, Centralia Works, and basically be able to find resumes of other individuals if you're an employer, but more importantly, as an employee, you can look for employers that have job opportunities. And we had the availability of approximately 40 computers at the last one, where they actually had individuals that could help you with all these type of things. A lot of people don't know how to build a resume. They don't know how to do job applications online because they can be very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
They are very difficult. So sometimes rather than just to be asked a question or feel stupid, people just do without. So this is a progress of what we're trying to do, make people feel more adaptable to. This is something that we're used to, and it's something that they can overcome. But more importantly, we can address a twofold job. Basically, that we can get employees to job, and employers can find the right people for the community.
So for the people out there that might say there's just no good jobs around here, that's just not the case, is it?
Oh, no, there's plenty.
There's plenty of jobs. And I do the State of the City each year. And, the number one thing I probably always heard, well, besides what's going to go into the mall out there by the motel, but the one thing I always heard was, we need more jobs. We need more jobs. Well, within the first 2 years of my office, we had an employer come in and was going to offer like 135 jobs. We ended up losing out to Missouri because of taxes and insurance and those type of factors. But my number one concern about that was, where are we going to find the people to fill these jobs? And I said that at State of the City. Oh, I got shocked about it. But then I looked around the room and seen the employers shaking their head. Yeah, we can't find the right people.
Right.
We can't find a trained individual. We need help in doing that. So the first year, you got to understand, we identified almost 600 jobs. 600 jobs the first year by doing the surveys. This year, we've already identified over 250 jobs, possibly 300 by the end of the year. We have 25 employers going to be part of this job fair. Think about it. We had 15 last year, 25 employers. Now, these are just not regular jobs like factory workers. Well, I don't want to apply for that. It's everything from part-time work, factory work, to professional positions. Mm-hmm. Some of our individual companies are looking for engineers, looking for basically college-accredited programs, that type of situation, professional people. So this covers all different categories of what we're looking for. We feel that we have to be able to be part of this process and for Centralia to be successful, because that's truly economic development. When you can meet the employer's needs, you can also meet the citizens' needs to make sure they do it. Then you know what? That people are adding on. We're seeing examples of that. Swan's adding 100-some jobs. 100-some jobs. You know what? They're having trouble filling them, so people say they can't. Now, these aren't like $7.25 jobs. These are $15 an hour.
Yeah.
A lot of these jobs, $20 an hour, $25 an hour. These are good positions. Our medium income is not that high, so they're going to be making the medium income for our area. So the one misconception I always try to tell the people is that we can fill the jobs if we train. And it just takes, you don't have to have a 4-year degree to be successful. We have to bring back the warehouseman, the truck driver, the mechanic, all those vocational skills. And I think that it's one thing the colleges, Kaskaskia College is trying to address those vocational shortages we have. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to be part of that process, because the average American worker that works in a manufacturing plant makes $77,000 a year, plus retirement, plus a pension. How many people that have a 4-year degree can say that?
Right.
Exactly.
So I think it's a process that we just want to make sure that we have to address. We have to get back to the middle class, which helps support our tax base that we have in our communities.
So what are some specific businesses that are going to be at the job fair?
We have everything. I have a short list here. I have everything from Bryan Manor to Cedarhurst. We have the Department of Corrections. We have law offices. We have Liberty Village, Lifestar Ambulance, Pinnacle Foods, Rail Crew Express, South Central Transit, just 25 different types of employers that we're actually trying to get. That St. Mary's Hospital has over 60 openings.
Wow.
60 openings there by itself. Murray Center, 25 jobs. So people say there's no jobs in our community. We have jobs within our area, and they're all different types of positions. As you said, from Department of Corrections to Murray Center to the hospital, 60 positions and stuff like that. So we're making sure that we try to address those people. Having 25 of them there is going to be a good standard. I've been on the Illinois Workforce Board for almost 16 years, and that's for the state of Illinois. And actually, we do the training programs for the state of Illinois and how we set it up. So this is basically from everything from urban areas to rural areas. These are the problems we identified, the 5 different types of things, critical needs, which need to be addressed. Through this process is we got to make sure that we do some type of programs where we can do that. And that's why you hear a lot of these internships, apprenticeship programs, and those type of things. Remember when we used to have the work programs back at the high schools and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay? That were all successful. This is just a spring off of that to do these other programs, because once you get them in the workplace, what do they develop? Work habits, work ethics, and actually learn a trade and a skill they can use the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. So I think that's critically important.
You mentioned last year's job fair. How many years have you guys been putting this on?
This would be our second one.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is the kind of thing where you hope that the numbers go down in jobs, but it's good that you guys put this on.
Well, like I said, I think we're seeing a lower unemployment rate.
Yeah.
We've seen the number of jobs that are actually needed in the area are down, because we identified almost 600. Now it's over 300.
That's good.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And now, before we had every industry wanting to bring in a survey and everything else and stuff. Now they're just busy doing their production and that type of situation. They're not responding to the surveys. But we had over 26 of them respond, which will be part of the program that we have for the job fairs.
Okay, so if we've got some interested applicants, what would you recommend they do to prepare? What do they need to wear? Should they bring anything?
Actually, this is not a typical job fair per se. We like to be able to be in a presentable state. I think if they have any type of work history, if they don't have a resume, just kind of their work past history, their educational history, those type of things, any references they may have, so they can actually build a resume. Mm-hmm. And utilization of the information that you need to fill out a job application. Whatever it may be, from the Social Security numbers to those type of things. A lot of them don't do the ASTAF for anymore, but just the critical information for that. Mainly references, if they want some references, especially for professional positions or things for immediate positioning. I think that once you get in the door, they will kind of shepherd around, because we can identify, okay, is this your first time here? Mm-hmm. Do you have a job presently? Have you ever posted online? Have you ever filled out a job resume? Those type of things. Now, having 26 of them, they're going to be out there, and they're going to be trying to say, hey, you come in. Yeah. We have a job here for South Central Transit. We have a position maybe at St. Mary's Hospital for you. These people will all be trying to call her, so they have the opportunities of some type of interest they have in their field, so we can direct them.
Yeah.
What they might be interested in. And we try to address all of it in one situation. In other words, we want them to be able to have some questions answered before they leave. We're trying to remove all questions. There's no jobs. Well, we're going to take care of there's 26 of them out, 26 employers, 300 jobs out there. Well, I don't know how to do a resume. We're going to make sure they know how to address a resume. Then they're going to say, well, how do I know where the jobs are? We're going to teach them about the Job Works Board.
Yeah.
So when they walk out, they have no excuses.
Yeah.
So we can be able to address all those situations. And also with South Central Transit, they're also doing transportation initiatives, that type of thing, with programs we do. We have to understand is, in the work field that people travel 30 miles, they may be going to Nashville to work, Mount Vernon, those type of things. That's one of the things that South Central Transit, but we also have people from those areas coming in to work in Centralia. Mm-hmm. So everybody benefits from that.
Yep.
Everybody benefits from that transportation model that they have.
Okay, Tom, so if somebody's wanting more information about this job fair, tell us about where they can go online sum it up again.
Sum it up again. It's always my pleasure to be able to come here, and I appreciate the efforts of being able to share this information, which is critical for our area. The Works Fair will be held on Thursday, June 14th from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock at the Centralia Recreational Complex. That's located at 115 East 2nd Street in Centralia. If you want more information, visit our website, centralia.works. Basically, if you go on there, you get all the information about the job fair itself. And you can also call Kayla Lambert, who's our Economic Development Director for the City of Centralia, and she'd be glad to help you direct you with this. I will have to mention one thing as a final thought. We are doing this in a partnership with a professional group that does these job fairs all across the United States. So this is not something we're haphazardly going into. They're the ones that are bringing in the people, they're bringing in the computers, that type of thing, and they have the job skills to make sure these individuals get to the right areas.
Yeah.
To be able to address what needs and concerns they have. So it's not going to be like you're going to walk in aimlessly. There are going to be job coaches there, and there's going to be computer coaches there. So it can help address all those concerns that they may have. So I don't want everybody to be in an environment. Well, I don't want to be. I'm scared. I don't think I know what to do. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. And like I said, don't come in your shorts and T-shirts, but at the same time, it's a very relaxed atmosphere. It's not formal and that type of situation where you can feel relaxed, answer the questions, ask the questions that you need to, and hopefully that's the environment we try to produce.
So we got full-time, part-time, across a ton of different industries. I mean, there's really probably something there for everybody.
There is something there for everybody. I only have one other question I think you can answer and everything else and stuff. Why is the city interested in doing it? And it's just about the bigger economic picture. Mm-hmm. Because the city's involvement is, well, we have employers, that's part of the economic development. But secondly, what's most important about it is we get to find out how we can help address the job needs. The employers are saying, hey, we need more housing to this level. We need better rent housing, better child care. We need better transportation. It makes us do our job a little bit better. So that way we can fit the picture of everybody involved. Employers, employees, and then more importantly, try to attract those professional people that we're trying to get in our community. Once we do that, maybe we'll have our young staying in our community too. Stay in Centralia, come back to Centralia. We're seeing a surge of that. I mean, St. Mary's Hospital has just hired Damon out there, young individual. How great it is to have somebody come back to our community and be part of our health care within our Centralia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is a perfect example of how this can work.
Yep.
He was on last week.
Yeah, good timing.
So you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, we met him and talked with him, and
he's great, isn't he?
Yeah.
The energy he has and stuff like that. But that's what we're talking about. We have to, and that's the reason why we do the image committee and all those other things, is because it is a big picture. It's not about taking care of these jobs. It's a bigger picture, what they need. People say, well, we need better roads, and we need, the bad houses torn down. We need better housing, like Shores are building out there by the golf course, that type of situation. So we're trying to make sure we address all of it. So.
Yep. All right, Tom. Thank you so much for being here today with us. We hope to have you back again sometime.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're listening to Centralia On Air with Shane and Rachel. We'll be right back. You're listening to Centralia On Air with Shane and Rachel. So, we just got done talking about jobs, full-time jobs, part-time jobs. Mm-hmm. I was reading an article the other day where it stated planning a wedding can be a part-time job, that they did a survey on married couples and found that 40% spent 10 to 15 hours every week planning the wedding. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. It makes sense, though. I mean, I believe it.
Oh, yeah. And then it said 74% said that they proposed eloping at least one time.
Yeah, I would definitely believe that.
Oh, yeah.
I think every couple has that
they're just like
fleeting thought.
Throw hands in the air.
Yeah, about 3/4 through the process.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't we just forget this whole thing? And, we'll get out of here.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
When you start adding up all these little things.
Well, and it's just all the questions and the choices. It starts to take the fun out of it.
What kind of cake? What kind of food?
What color cake?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you are right in the thick of this, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You're getting married this year.
5 months.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Yeah, which my mom was like, you got to quit saying 5 months. I mean, you're getting married in November, so let's just stick with that. Oh. Sounds a little further away, than 5 months away. Uh-huh. So I'm getting married in November. That brings me to the second thing that I was reading. The most popular wedding months in 2018, September is at 18%, June and October are 14%, and May and July are 9%, and then me in November at 6%. But I also read that the most popular date this year to get married is Saturday, October 20th. Oh, yeah, how we got on this little topic here about weddings. So June is a popular month for me this year. I'm going to 2 weddings in 1 week.
Yikes.
So I was wondering, what's the best wedding gift you got when you got married?
Oh, well, honestly, probably a lot of people donated their time and energy
to help out.
Yeah, and as a form of their gift to us.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm talking like the church ladies did all the food for us.
Oh, wow.
The preparation, the serving, it was all taken care of. It was their gift to us, and stuff like that is probably what we were most grateful for.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I remember there was an iced tea maker.
Nice tea maker.
But enough of that. You know what time it is?
What time is it?
Time for the top 5. Not at 5. You remember that, goofball?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, you said something like that.
I was just going on. I'm like, time for the top 5 at 5.
Right, like a dang newscaster.
I don't know why I did that. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. All right, Shane and I are going to give you our top 5 things you probably didn't know about weddings.
Number 1, most American brides choose to wear white, but not a lot of people know where that tradition comes from. When Queen Victoria married Prince Albert in 1840, she turned up her nose at the popular red color schemes of the era and decked herself out in a white satin dress. For Victoria, the choice wasn't meant to be a display of purity, but a show of her wealth. Since white was practically impossible to clean, this dress would certainly only be worn once, a luxury few people could afford.
Yeah. All I know is I better be the only girl wearing white on my wedding day.
Ooh, yeah. It's funny when it happens in TV shows and stuff,
yeah.
But in real life...
Oh, I've seen it.
Boy, Bridezilla. Watch
I know.
out.
All right, number 2. The bride used to get the cake broken over her head. That's right. This wasn't 10 years after being married something got broke over someone's head. This was the night of the wedding. In Roman ceremonies, a cake made from wheat or barley was broken over the bride's head, and then the groom ate the crumbs to symbolize sharing. Then the newlyweds would kiss over the cake, and that was supposed to give them good luck.
So this has got to be where the smashing of the cake, the first bite, comes from, right?
I bet so.
It's just evolution of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, moving on. Number 3. There's actually a reason we wear our wedding ring on our left hand.
Tell us. What is it?
The story of your wedding ring on your left hand can be traced back to ancient times. In that era, the Romans believed that the vein on the ring finger on the left hand ran directly to one's heart. Because of this belief, they called that vein the vena amoris, also known as the vein of love.
That's
I kind of
pretty
like
cool.
that.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
You didn't know why you wore it on that finger?
Yeah, because it's called the ring finger.
Well, so is your right hand.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. 40% of all weddings are someone's second. Roughly half of all brides and grooms walking down the aisle have been married previously.
This is sad.
Yeah, it is.
I have no intentions of getting married again.
Oh.
One was plenty for me.
I'm not even married yet, but one
too
is
much.
Yeah. That's enough for me.
All right, and number 5 on our list of things you probably didn't know about weddings. While most American brides dread the thought that it might rain on their special day, according to Hindu tradition, rain during the wedding ceremony is good luck. It's considered a blessing. And I can tell you, it rained on our wedding day.
Did it?
It did, all morning. But it worked out for the best. It was a hot summer day. And the rain actually cooled off everything.
Oh, that's nice.
So I bet it dropped at least 10 degrees by the time the wedding started. We were, of course, out there with towels drying off all the chairs that we had set out.
Did you have a backup plan? Like everybody,
yes.
What are we going to do if?
We could convert the reception hall.
Yeah. Little ceremony in there.
Yeah, if we needed to.
Like set it up. Yeah.
Right. We had to move around some tables and chairs. But so we did have a backup plan. But
That's
thankfully
good.
we didn't have to use it.
Yeah. So it sounds like if it rains on your wedding day, just embrace it.
It's like rain!
All right. I know we said just 5, but I have one more thing to add. For all my single lady friends out there, according to legend, if a single woman sleeps with a piece of the groom's cake under her pillow, in a Ziploc bag, of course, she will dream of her future husband. I'm going to have to tell my friend that this weekend.
And hey, worst case scenario, you wake up, you got a little midnight snack you can chow down on. All right, that is our top 5 or 6 things you probably didn't know about weddings. When we come back, we're going to take a look at our community calendar. Stick around. You're listening to Centralia On Air.
You're listening to Centralia On Air with Shane and Rachel. Here's a look at your community calendar. BCMW Head Start has openings for preschool classes ages 3 to 5 years old in Bond, Clinton, Marion, and Washington counties for the 2018-2019 school year. For more information, call Maria at 532-4890, extension 140.
The 63rd Annual Ren Leg Days starts Wednesday, June 13th and ends Saturday, June 16th in Miners Memorial Park in Cesar. Check out bands, food, and fun every night.
The City of Centralia is hosting Centralia Works Job Fair on Thursday, June 14th from 1 to 7 p.m. at the Centralia Rec Complex, located at 115 East 2nd Street in Centralia.
The Marion County Relay for Life of Centralia will take place on Friday, June 15th, starting at 4 p.m. in Fairview Park in Centralia.
A free gun safety class to be held at the VFW Post 2055 in Centralia on Wednesday, June 20th and Thursday, June 21st from 10 to 5. You must have this class before you get your hunting license. This is not a conceal and carry class. For more information, contact the VFW at 532-9551 after 2 p.m.
Auditions will be held for the production Grease on Sunday, June 24th from 2 to 6 p.m. and Monday, June 25th from 6 to 8 p.m. Must be 15 years or older. You must perform 1 minute of a song of your choice to sing. For more information, check the Centralia Cultural Society Facebook page or call 532-2951.
The 3rd Annual Chris Hopkins Memorial Ride on Saturday, June 30th. The ride will start at Roadhouse Harley-Davidson in Mount Vernon, $20 per rider and $5 for passengers. For any questions, call Carissa at 618-204-4962.
Market days in Mount Vernon at Veterans Park on the first Saturday each month through September from 8 to 2 p.m.
And that's a look at your community calendar on X95 and the Big 1210. If you have an event you would like to share with us, you can email wiley1210@gmail.com. Or for more information about these events and others, check out our website at x95radio.com.
That's it for this week. If you like what you hear, come back next Sunday at 11 on X95 and the Big 1210. You can also find past shows on YouTube. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook at X95WRXX. She's Rachel Roddy.
And he's Shane Lothar.
And this was Centralia On Air.